Well, let's talk about our brains first. Most people live their life as though they have some kind of firewall or antivirus system in their own brain. And they believe that they're maybe not fully immune, but they believe that they're going to know it when they see it. I'm going to know psyops when I see it. I'm going to know that manipulation when I see it. And those are the most suggestible people. They're the easiest to manipulate. So like if you go out to Best Buy today and you picked up a new Windows computer and I was like, hey man, you should download that McAfee antivirus program. You're like, nah, I don't believe in viruses, bro. That's the same thing with our brain. We're not alert to it because we believe that we're immune. I have a 60-second screen time limit on social media. I'm number one behavior guy in the world, voted from some people, and my mom also says that.
Yeah, most importantly.
Yeah. And I'm terrified. I teach this stuff for a living and I'm terrified of it. That's how powerful it is. The human brain versus a $1 trillion computer, you're not going to win. And the number one thing that I could say to start to kick off this psyops thing is technology has outpaced the human brain's ability to adapt to it. We are at this level where it is an unbelievable, and I'm not just talking about social media, I'm talking about all kinds of stuff, but we're at this modern time where the human brain can be hacked so easily. When it comes to psyops, you want to control a mammal brain. You're not thinking about human brain here. The mammalian brain makes all of your choices, all of your decisions, and it is absolutely in charge. So like if somebody says, well, no, the human brain's bigger, the neocortex is way bigger, well, go ahead and hold your breath until you die. You can't will your way out of this mammalian part of our brain taking over. And this is our limbic system, the emotional regulatory part of our brain, going back into the brainstem. And if you just think of it as, how do I take control of a dog? It's the same thing to take control of a human. Same thing for a horse or an animal, any mammal. And there's 4 things that take control of the mammalian part of the human brain. And it spells out the word fate, F-A-T-E. And that's focus, authority, tribe, and emotion. If I use those 4 things, I can control a dog. I can train a dolphin. I could teach a killer whale at SeaWorld to jump through a hoop or whatever, or I can control an entire population of human beings or one human. If I just gain control of focus, trigger their ancestral response to authority, trigger their thinking that the tribe is all doing the same thing that they are, and this is the expected response of a tribe, and then trigger an emotional reaction, and I'm done. You have full control of a human being. Most people talk about psyops, but I think brainwashing falls into this. Influence and persuasion are also part of this that are outside of the psyops. So psyops typically have an aim of getting a population to become more suggestible and instilling apathy and destroying outrage. So high apathy, very low outrage. So if I can show you things all day long that make you upset, that make you pissed off, soon enough, you're going to be like, I can't do this anymore. Like, here's another thing that's pissing me off. No, I'm just going to flip to the next video. It's an engineered destruction of outrage and it's an engineered installation of apathy. That's step 1. Then the next step is called PDS, and that is pacify, distract, and sedate in that order. And this is to where I'm going to engineer a culture of loneliness and then offer up all kinds of anesthetic. Here's one thing that I would tell my kids growing up, and that is if a product doesn't tell you the problem that they're trying to solve, you need to be terrified.
Give me an example.
Facebook, Instagram. Even more than that, look at the VR goggles that all these companies have right now. Where do they tell you the problem they're solving? You look at Amazon, there's like, we're going to get shit to you faster. We're going to get it to your house. We're going to get it overnight. Returns are really easy. You want that shirt? I'll have it to you tomorrow. All of the problems are very clear and delineated of what they're solving.
Yeah.
You go look at Apple Vision Pro. You go look at this Facebook goggles and try to find where they tell you what problem they're solving. They don't, because it's loneliness.
Wow.
That's step 1. That's pacify. Step 2, distract. So with distraction, we're going to engineer and you always want to pay attention to timing. Is there a politician getting something revealed that needs to happen? Or is there an election coming up? Or is there a transition of power happening? And the distractions could be gas leaks at a factory somewhere, a train crashing and shooting smoke up into the air, just hypothetically, or maybe a helicopter running into a plane, hypothetically. And I'm not saying any of that's engineered. Maybe those are accidents. But the timing and context make it very suspicious because there's other things going on. The drones Jones in New Jersey and all of this other stuff. So anytime you see anything that looks like it might be a distraction, look at the timing. Like what's going on page 4 of the news, not just the front page, but what's on page 4?
Because they're assuming they report whatever it is, they will bury that stuff.
Yeah. And then sedate is the final one. So the sedation agenda becomes overloading and overflowing everybody with information, and then using this tool that they actually invented for hypnosis, for clinical hypnosis, called fractionation. And fractionation is where I take your emotions way up and I pull your emotions down. I take you in a high state of emotion and then down again. And every time I bring you down, you get more suggestible. So you can think of this in terms of, if you look over the last year, our society had these little high points and low, high and low. And every low gets a little bit lower than the last low. We become more suggestible and more suggestible and more compliant. And this has been demonstrated in study after study after study. That the more compliant we are, we will just blindly follow a tribe. We will ignore facts. We will agree to things that are absolutely stupid because we've become, it's engineered suggestibility is what it is.